Hey, welcome back, guys. This is going to be part 2 of highway sessions. So last year we showed you a bit of travel info, 20 or 30 minutes of just questions that we get asked by you guys a lot. And then from that video, we got pumped with a heap of other questions that we'd never even thought of to answer. So now this is part 2. We're going to answer all those questions. So right, before we get going in this vid, I'm going to do another giveaway. I love giving away stuff to you guys. Some merch, one of our hats, one of our stubby coolers. All you have to do is like this vid and drop a comment below or a question. I'll just scroll through randomly and pick someone and I'll send you out a hat and a stubby cooler. Cheers, guys. So here you go, travel info from Justin and Beck, highway sessions, number 2.
Okay, I've got a really good question.
All right.
How did he end up with such a beautiful wife?
Oh, that's not even there.
Oh my God, it is from Pit. I don't know,
Mate,
17.
all I had to do was buy her a couple of shots and hit the dance floor, mate. She's been mine for ever since.
He bought me a shot and we walked out of like the D floor area where it was the music was pumping.
Yep.
And we just went out and had a chat and he was like, yeah.
I was like, you were like, yeah.
No, we were both like, yeah.
I know, I am batting above. Don't worry about that. She reminds me every day.
I do not. Stop it. You are not batting above. Okay, some good ways to keep your kids entertained on trips. Well,
Look
you
in
can
the
see
background.
in the back there. iPads are really good, but I just want to start off our kind of processes. The kids get in the car and generally for the first hour, it's like you have to look out the window and have a conversation. So we generally start off our trip that way. We have a bit of chat about where we're going, you know, just life in general. They're looking out the windows, which we think is really important for kids to be a little bit bored. They use their imagination. We play card games.
Yep.
And then once we've gone about an hour, we'll bring out the iPads.
Yeah. And normally they just we have the one in the holder here.
Yeah.
Because I don't like them looking down.
No.
So they'll have, we're only half an hour away from Halls Gut now.
Yeah.
So they will have them until we get there, and that's the only
But
time.
they got new headphones yesterday, so they're all excited to use their
godsend,
headphones, and it's been so nice and peaceful.
You don't have to listen to 3 different iPads.
All right, next question. What do you do during popular camping times? Do you just drive around until you find an empty site or book in advance?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you think you should be right, and you get there and you go far out.
January's really tricky for us, but in saying that, we're always generally down with my family in Victoria, so we're on the farm for that month of January.
Yeah.
Makes me so angry paying $110 a night for a site. You can't get anywhere, it's ridiculously busy. So we try and avoid it if we can, don't we?
Yeah.
We find a house sit. We've done a house sit before.
If we know it's school holidays, peak periods, and we want to be somewhere, then yes, we book. And you have to. So ring ahead and book. But with a lot of the stuff we do, we try and free camp and stay off grid and that. You can't book those sort of sites. It's just pot luck. So sometimes we've got there, we've just moved on. Had to keep driving to the next spot. So there you go.
Do you get stressed if your kids are too loud at campsites for your pay? In short, no.
No.
Because kids are kids.
They are, but we don't let our kids just run off screaming and terrorising the joint either. We've taught them over the years to actually be respectful of other campers.
And it's camping etiquette.
Exactly.
So, like if the kids are having a tantrum or having a fight outside, they're sent inside to their beds because that's where they have their time out or, you know, where they're in trouble. So...
we don't stress about it, but we don't let it happen either. So sometimes they get led astray by other kids, and we call them in and say, hey guys, like, I know the other kids are doing this, but how about we just calm down, because I know I don't like it when kids come screaming through our side either. So
and it just takes patience and perseverance with doing that, and keep reminding your kids there's other campers around, you need to be mindful of them, respectful of them and their property. And
I think so. It's a good trait to teach your kids anyway.
Yeah, that's right. It's some info about your underbody protection for the caravan and the car and suspension.
Okay, so rust protection, I don't have anything on the van. It is a painted chassis and it's Duragale steel, and it's not like we drag it through salt water anyway. Yes, we go up the beach and we've done some crossings and stuff, but I just get under and wash it with soap and a gurney. I don't see the point in having rust protection on the van. We always clean it and stuff anyway. And then with the car, yes, I got it done. I can't remember the name of the joint. Caleb Pro Touring, who built the car, they got it done. It's a mob on the Tweed somewhere. They do a full underbody spray with like some really good stuff. It's not like your old bitumenized looking stuff that they just spray everywhere. They actually tape everything up, all the suspension, all the hoses, cabling, everything, and then they spray it and then they peel it all off. So they actually like spray paint it on and do a really good job. I will find out and put his details here. So if you're in the Tweed, I can recommend him. He's done a really good job. So that's it. I don't have any electronic rust protection or anything like that, but we always wash our car straight up. And I also use stuff that Timmy, Mako Craft, sent me some stuff. He designed a boat wash that is really good for your car if you're on the beach, because it actually inhibits the salt and stuff. So I'll put that in there too. It's called the salt. Yeah, there you go.
It's really long and drawn out.
Sorry.
Okay, next question. How has your van handled the dust on the outback trips? Do you do any other mods before embarking on the dirt tracks?
No, not with this van. We used to tape up everything and make cardboard covers and school book contact, and you had to, otherwise dust just gets in anywhere. But these ones, you get underneath it, and they've done a stellar job of like siliconing up all the holes where the wires and pipes and everything go through. That's where your biggest dust ingress comes from, I think, is up through the floor. So they seal those. We've got hatches instead of vents, because we run a compressor fridge, and we've got the Caravan, which is a positive pressure fan. We do not get any dust in there. It's killer.
We've had dust in there before.
Not in this van.
No, in our other van, and we taped it all up and everything. We were going up the track into Adele's Grove on my birthday, and we opened up the door at Adele's Grove, and there was dust. Adele's Grove, and there was dust everywhere. Like, not joking, I had to wash every single pot, pan, Tupperware, everyone's clothes. It was awful.
What happened there was we copped a rock in the Greywater pipe at the back where it comes out of the shower. So a rock smashed it, and then all the dust just fed up like a funnel through the drain plug in the shower and just filled the van full of dust.
That's why Justin does the pool noodle thing to all the plumbing before we hit the dirt tracks, because we've learnt from experience. And honestly, I just opened up that and just cried. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to spend my whole birthday cleaning this.
It's pretty bad. 2 packets of baby wipes later.
Oh, it was more than that.
Was it? Yeah,
holy cow. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, this is gross, by the way. I've seen people use dump point hoses to fill their water tanks and clean their toilet cassettes. How do you do it hygienically? We go to a different tap. Do not use...
No, not to fill water tanks. No way.
Oh, gross.
Generally, if there's a dump point there, yes, there's a tap and a hose right next to it, so you can actually wash it down. And then when we do rinse your toilet cassette out, I don't shove it in there. I just squirt the water in down the funnel and then rinse it around and tip it out.
And then, don't fill that tank.
No, you never. No. Generally, it's wow. That's really bad.
Yeah, don't do that. It's
have a look around. If you have a look around, probably 20 metres from there will be another tap where you can drive off and fill up. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, next question. Do you plan your trips based on weather and seasons, or sorry, my phone's bouncing. Okay, do you plan your trips based on weather and seasons, or what you think followers want you to see?
It's purely based around the seasons. And what we enjoy to do. So
and we follow the sun, and it is important to follow the seasons when you are travelling, because you don't want to be stuck in Victoria in winter.
In a caravan.
So yeah, definitely follow the sun. Okay, a rough weekly budget. This is very individual for families.
Yes.
What you want to see, attractions and activities, what kind of food you eat, what sort of accommodation and setup you have. So it is very variable.
Yeah. We've always said it. I think the best figure to work off is $1,000 a week as a baseline budget, right? But of course, you need some money set aside as well. So work off that. So if you're going to go for a year, have about 55 grand as a budget for fuel, food, accommodation, and then obviously what we did, we had a bit of a surplus sitting there as well, which we never had to use. But yeah, we do spend about 50 grand a year just in travel costs.
There you go. And food's only getting more expensive, and I feel like we eat really, really well, don't we?
We do. We don't skimp on food.
No. Here's the question: does Beck ever drive? I do drive the car, but not when towing.
Yeah. You drive sometimes.
I think when we set off to go travelling, like Charlie was only 6 months old, and like we would literally pull up on the side of the road. I'd grab her out and breastfeed right in the front, in the passenger seat here, and I just never learnt from day dots, and now yeah, I don't really know how to tow a caravan. And plus,
you do. You don't think you do, but you could jump in and drive those. It's just that I don't know. It just works for us. I enjoy driving.
I don't.
And Beck don't. And you've got to remember too, like we don't drive that far. Like over the whole year we do, but we don't like to do more than 2 hours at a time.
No.
So it's really no drama. We jump in, we drive for an hour, we stop somewhere, we drive for another hour, and we're generally where we want to be.
I love a little passenger kick.
She's always asleep over
I really do. Okay, here's a question. What was your original time frame for your lap? Would you still be doing it if your YouTube didn't get big?
Yeah, no, we wouldn't. No. Well, we can't.
We couldn't afford it.
We couldn't afford it, mate. This is how we make a living now, so we're bloody stoked about that. We pinch ourselves every day. But our original plans was we just wanted to do the lap. 12 months. We gave ourselves 12 months, and we figured that...
Relocate,
find somewhere around the way that we could like to work and live, and then finish our lap and move back there, right? And then it just never happened. We still we know where we want to be, but it's just never happened, and we just... I don't know, if you've ever been on the road, it gets in your blood, and you just, like, honestly, you don't want to stop. We don't want to stop.
You're just craving a new destination all the time.
Yeah. Just enjoy it so much. It's such a good lifestyle for us. And we know the flip side of it, shift work and mining and everything else. So we know that we'd much rather be doing this than anything else. So yeah, there's 2 questions, 12 months, and no, we wouldn't be doing it without YouTube. No chance.
Oh my god, sorry, just watching the vid now, Near got a stiffy listening to the big girl growling in the background. And he's put an eggplant emoji. Dear oh dear. Okay, hardest part of being on the road?
Probably the first 6 weeks would have been the hardest part of our caravanning life.
What is the hardest part? I'm literally...
That's it, and it would be that, and spending so much time with everyone in close quarters.
Yeah, sometimes that can be.
Well, no one's used to that. Everyone works. A lot of dads work away, and then all of a sudden you all jump in a van to live together, and you're on top of each other when kids have been going to school and this and that.
We're really good at nutting that out though now. I feel like if
you just got to talk to each other.
Yeah, it's all about communication, and you know, it's like, you know what, I've had too much of you and the kids. I'm going to go for a walk for a couple of hours and grab a coffee, and that's all you need.
What? Don't have enough of me now.
No, it's for kids.
Can't get enough of you, darling.
I know. Do you still swim if there are croc signs around?
No.
No. Oh my god. Be croc wise up there, please.
Absolutely.
Jeez. What do you use as your outside flooring?
Oh, that's a good one. We've been through heaps over the years.
We have actually.
But we've found one now that is absolutely killer. It's Sea Gear Multi-Mat. They're a bit of background on them. I found them from, I can't remember where I first found them, but they were designed for military use, for like to use as helicopter landing pads and that, because it stops all the dust coming back up into the choppers, right? So now they adapted it to make into ANNEXE matting, so all the dirt and sand goes through it, and it doesn't come back up.
They're well worth the money.
It's grouse. They are dear. They're like 250 to 300 bucks.
Oh, we've got a discount code for you actually. TF20. It's on the A247 website. So if you spend 80 bucks, you get 20 off. Yeah. Use the code TF20.
Which is good. So you get it for...
Will you pop the link in?
I'll put the link in the description,
but that's site-wide on that whole website.
They're the best part, honestly.
Yeah,
and they got like stainless D's around the side of it. They're just really good quality. You get what you pay for.
How and where do you store your fishing rods?
In the back of the canopy, so they're locked up just in a rod tube. I use all 2-piece rods, so they fit in like a 4-foot rod tube, and I slide them in the back near the outboard. Yep.
How much driving would you need to do to recharge your battery?
From dead flat, probably, well, it's a 40 plus, right? So it pumps in 40 amps of current, which means in an hour I would put 40 amps back into the battery. And it's a 200 amp hour battery, so if I drove for 5 hours at 40 amps an hour, then the battery would be recharged.
Oh, this is in one ear.
There you go.
I did not get any of that. Okay. Did you look at any other vehicles when you upgraded? Why did you choose a cruiser?
We did.
We choose a cruiser.
Awesome.
chose?
Yes, we did have a look around. We looked at the American Utes.
I know
that sort of thing.
Patrol.
Yeah, I own the Y62
Yeah, that
Patrol,
one.
but it just didn't. The thing that we didn't want to compromise with anything,
No.
right? We're like, this is what we want to do for the next few years. This is the car we want it to be able to do all these things, and the 200 series was the best platform to do it, right? And if you go back, I'll put the vids in here. That I did a series of build vids. It sort of talks through there why we went this way, because it is, honestly, it's the best way to have a dual cab, a big dual cab with a canopy and a boat loader and towing and and an Australian car, not an Australian car, but a car that's well known in Australia that everybody can work on, and it's reliable and it's a well known,
And an awesome wife that actually agreed to it.
Yeah, and Beck loves them as well. So yes,
No,
we
I
did
do
look.
love the Cruiser.
I just
Love
want to
it.
say though, if you have a look at them, this suits us perfectly. I'm not saying that a Ram or a Chevy or whatever other American stuff out there wouldn't suit you guys perfectly. You know, it's all about what your needs are and what you want to do on your travels, right? For us, the way we travel, the places we go, the 200 series is.
Next
killer.
question for you, Justin. How did you convince your wife to pack up and go? What
did
do I
take
need
a little
to
bit,
do?
didn't it?
Yeah, it did a little bit. I literally had just had a baby though, and Justin's like, let's go travelling. I was like, whoa, I just pushed out a baby.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
I can't really remember.
And we
I just
literally
remember.
I just remember you coming home from work one day and you're like, oh, I'm just so overworked. I think we should just go travel. And I was just like, oh God, no, not now.
It was
And then,
weird.
yeah,
I
we
think,
kept talking, and I think I was just like, let's do it. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I don't know either. It was just. I don't think I had to convince her too hard. That's the thing. I know a lot of people struggle. That it is a big decision, especially to sell up and leave and not
Good
have anything to
jobs,
come back to, and
schools.
jobs and schools.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot to think about. You know, the grass is always greener. Try and set yourself up. Like you'll do a 12-month trip or whatever. You don't want to come home and regret it because you've sold everything. You've got no cash and you've bloody. Or go and live at mum and dad's and then try and find another job. I don't know. I can see a lot of issues coming around that sort of thing.
Yeah, for us it was a no-brainer. Like, we didn't have family there. The kids weren't in school. Justin wasn't enjoying his job.
Yeah.
We were happy to move. So, yeah, for us it was an easy decision. But I get what Justin's saying. If you're leaving a really good job, an amazing house, that would be tricky to come back to nothing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Think about it. I've got one that I can remember. People ask us all the time, how do we find our places to stay and plan our free camps and all this sort of stuff? Mainly, we just use WikiCamps. It's just an app that costs, I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't remember, we've had it for that long.
$7.
And you generally just find the free camp symbols, have a look on there, look at the photos and go, that looks
Check
alright.
the reviews.
Check the reviews. And then the other ones, like some of the cool hot spots we find out of the way, most of the time it's local knowledge, and you guys give us locals like hot tips and say come down here and talk to people.
Talk to everyone.
Some of the best spots we've stayed I've found out from I'll see someone else filling up at the servo and go, where are you coming from? And they go, oh, just had this sick spot down here.
Yeah.
Take this turn off before you get there. You'll find this little track down to the beach. Things like that.
Yeah.
Just talk to people, hey. So, but
That's what it's all about.
and we don't plan. That's another big question. We are like, how far ahead do you plan? We don't. We have a rough direction we want to go. And we just budget. We
And
figure
that's
it
the
out along the
beauty
way.
of travelling Australia. Like, you're just winging it all the time, and it's how you feel. And that's freedom for you. So, next question is about, can I ask about van security? What do you do when you head off for the day? How do you keep your van secure?
Yes, you can. Hey, a couple of things. We lock the doors, obviously. No, we always put our stuff away too. Like, you don't leave stuff laying around for opportunistic thieves and that sort of thing. But on our van, you've seen it in past videos, is we have a thing called Wi-Fi, which stands for something like wireless trailer interface or something like that. I can't quite remember. But what it is it's a motion sensor and an alarm, and it also locks your brakes on in the van. So
It's wicked.
it is good, and it's just got a key fob. It's mounted inside. There's an alarm outside, and when you leave the van, we arm it, and and if your van shakes or someone tries to tow it away, the alarm goes off, the brakes go on.
You've done a video on it?
I did do a video, yeah. And it scares the crap out of anyone because it's really loud. And they also can't tow it away because the brakes come on. And there's a lot of things. There's like fail safes in there for like windy days, or some kid kicks a footy against the van or something. It won't just keep going off. It'll stop after 15 seconds if it doesn't sense any more movement and rearm itself, right? So it's pretty handy. I'll drop a link in here because we've had it on our last 2 vans, and it's really good peace of mind when you're going away for day trips and that sort of stuff.
Especially in free camps when you're leaving.
Yeah, and there's always other people around most times, so if someone does try and break in, people are going to hear it and go, what's going on here? So really handy bit of kit. They're only about $500, I think. And it's also got a GPS tracker as well. So you log in and like sign up with it. And if your van ever does get pinched, if they disable it, you can track it, right? So you can see where it is on a GPS tracker.
That's so cool.
There you go. And I've got
with the discount for that.
Yeah, I'll put that in there too. There's a discount for those through Tony at White. You bloody lost me train of thought.
Oh, sorry.
The lock. We've got a we don't use wheel locks or anything like that. We've got a hitch lock. We've had one for the DO35 and another one we've got for the DO45. They're a really good lock. They're like a bi-lock, super big stainless, can't cut through them, and it just stops, means no one can hitch up to your van. So we run the bi-lock and we run the bi-tie and we lock everything. So there you go.
How do you guys keep the spark in the relationship alive and you have privacy with 3 kids all living in the same room?
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that?
I was about to say I'll leave that to you.
Oh, listen.
It just happens, mate.
Oh my God, people put so much emphasis on this, and where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Like
there's plenty of will over here.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways.
Maybe not so much over that side, but
there's a lot of, showers together. The kids are in bed at 7 and they're out like a light. They don't hear much.
Yeah.
It just works. What type of solar panel do you have on the ute and where do you get it?
There you go.
When did you get it?
It's, Pro Touring put it on. It's a Rad Power.
Rad.
That's the brand. 135 watt slimline panel. There you go.
Okay, when travelling and ordering online, where do you get it delivered to? So we actually have the Australia Post app and we have a parcel collect ID. So what they do is when you sign up, they give you like 400 million numbers for your parcel collect ID. I think it's only about 7. So when you get something, you'll say Rebecca and Justin Lorimer, your parcel collect ID and the post office address. So it's all in the app. It's super easy to do, even easier to sign up, and then it comes up on your tracking, so you can figure out, when it's going to arrive.
But all Beck does is get on the app and select which post office we think we're going to go to, and then that's where it gets sent to. So
what happens is it goes to the post office and it sits there for 10 business days, and if you're not there within the 10 business days, supposedly they send it return to sender. I've never ever had that happen, and if it is coming to the 10 business days, I'll just give them a call and say, can you guys hold it for an extra week? Never had any issues in 5 years with
Works
mail.
really well.
It works awesome. So Australia Post app.
Do you need a Greywater tank? That's a good question.
That is a good one.
I'm going to say no. We've got one.
But
we've used it once, right? So all we've got, a lot of people, I'll give you a hot tip. There's one hot tip. Get a Greywater bypass valve in if you're going to get a tank fitted, because a lot of manufacturers just put one in and then they run all your grey water and your shower water, everything runs through your Greywater tank to the exit. I just think that's dumb, because all it's going to do is catch all the half peas and 2-minute noodles and all the snot and hair out of the shower, whatever else. It'll sit on the bottom of your tank, and if you're going to live in it, after a while it'll smell. It'll come up through the pipes. It's just gross. So what we do is just got a little diversion valve where you just turn the tap and shut the waste, and then it just flows up into the Greywater tank. And then when we don't want to use it, we just shut that again, open the waste, and it all goes straight past the Greywater tank and out the other side. And the Greywater tank sits there empty.
It is changing the whole, it's a very grey area for the Greywater tank.
Good one.
Yeah, good one. Hey, but in saying that, a lot of national parks and places are now requiring you to have a Greywater tank, and I reckon it's only a matter of time before they really start to enforce that rule. So I actually would look at getting one.
If you're going to build a new van,
absolutely.
For the extra couple $100 that it costs you to get one plumbed in, It's good peace of mind.
Because I know definitely at Cape Range National Park, which you will 100% need to go to, you have to have one there.
Yeah.
Hey Mum, do you have a cordon here?
Yeah. It is good.
It's flat.
It's a good idea. They're very, I'm going to say, like I said, it's not essential, but they're bloody handy to have.
Yeah.
All right, we might wrap that up there. I think that's probably 20 minutes. We'll keep it short, just travel info. As always, make sure you drop your comments, questions, feedback down below. And if you've got anything we haven't covered yet, like if we get enough questions with some more, like we've got good input and good answers for, we'll do another little highway sessions down the track sometime. But it's just a way for us to answer all the questions you guys have got. So keep them coming. And thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell thing. Let's keep ticking. And we'll see you next time. Next episode, mate. Catch ya.
Bye-bye.